Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the lovely Juno, who's here with us again.
Hi,
And
everybody. I did my nails just for you guys.
you're going to have to get some polish and do like the tips.
Get some little press-ons to go on top of there, yeah.
There you go. And do some little tips on those. That'll be cool. You're going to be lurking starfish. Okay, that's cool. You can lurk.
Happy
And
learning.
let's see. We got Butterfly and Sonia. Starfish who's lurking. We got Ellen. Um, we've got Sonia. We got Jane the Seeker.
Hey,
And and Teresa. I think I got everybody so far. Welcome. Thank
everybody. And
y'all
I
for
can't
coming.
see the chat, so bear with me, I'm flying a
Yes,
little
I'm
blind
going to
here.
try to remember to put stuff up when I see something. Kathy G just popped in, and so how have you been doing? It's been a couple weeks since we've all been together, and everybody's doing okay. I hope.
I'm starting to finally feel better. The weather finally broke on Friday. It's like 20 degrees cooler than it has been because it was,
Oh
with
God,
the
I
heat
wish it.
index, it was like 111 at 10 o'clock in the morning. I had like a full body migraine for about a month, and then
Oh yeah, I
once
did.
the weather broke, I started to finally feel like a human being again.
Oh yeah, God, I'd give anything to the, have my have the weather break down here.
Yeah,
We've broken all kinds of records down here with the longest stretch of triple digit temperatures.
hmm
Um, it's been over 13 days, 14 days, something like that. We've been triple digits. It's never lasted. It's never happened before. Not down here. We've had like a day or two once in a blue moon, it would get this hot, but not like this. This is unbelievably hot. I mean, it's like it's the kind of heat it feels like it did when I lived in Phoenix,
hmm
except you got 80-90% humidity on top
yeah.
of
The
it.
humidity factor is. I mean, we have higher humidity here than we normally do because it's monsoon, but it's not like you have.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's crazy. And there's been a couple of times when it's rained in the evenings, and oh, it's like what a relief. It just cooled everything off
Cleanse
until
the
the rain
air. And,
stopped, and then everything steamed up and got hot
yeah.
again. But
It's hard on the body. I think 104 is that tipping point. That's when the body just really starts to struggle. And, just
oh God, yes, it's been unreal. Let's see. Ernie's mom popped in. Hi, that's a new name. I don't know you. Welcome. Thank you
yeah,
for
Arizona.
coming. And Barrette is here, and Amy Warrior Princess is here. And Amy, I'm gonna call you after the show so we can do the thing. And we were supposed to do it before the show, and it just didn't work out scheduling. And let's see. Who else popped in? No, I think that was the only ones that have popped in since the last time I said hello. And yeah, Teresa is. I keep forgetting I can't post things from there.
Yeah,
I got to do here. Yeah, Teresa said it's brutal with extreme heat.
yeah,
Oh wow, Sonia,
yeah,
115 in Florida.
yeah.
I lived in Florida a good chunk of my life, and I've never ever seen it that hot down there. Yeah, that's what I was just talking to somebody the other day. He was like, "Oh, it's so nice. It's in the 80s." I'm like, "Just shut up.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Well,
hear it."
Friday here it was only in the mid 80s, and that's really unusual.
And
Oh, thank you, Butterfly Kisses.
that, thank you, Sue, very, very much. And I've also got, if y'all want to go and contribute to her GoFundMe, because that's what's helping her pay for her new computer that she finally got, but she's got to pay it off now. And car issues, and which we know how that goes. Um, she's got a GoFundMe set up. I posted the link in the chat. If you looked up at the pinned message at the top, and then of course Sue just put it in, and after the show, I'm gonna go back in and put it in the description box. because I forgot to do it earlier. Um, so yeah, so y'all be sure if you got an extra couple of dollars, nobody's asking for a fortune, but if everybody pitched in 2, $3, you'd have a good little bit. I mean,
Yeah, I'm so grateful for all the help I
it
received.
adds up.
I had just enough to pick up my new computer, had one built specifically to meet my needs. And I got a large monitor, so it's going to help with, my vision issues, which I think is going to cut down on my headaches. But I know I need other equipment. I need to pay for Zoom. I need to upgrade my internet, which is going to cost me several $100s just because that's how it is out here in the boonies.
Yeah.
And I have to start paying off the car repairs, or I have to sell the car to pay for the repairs. So anything, and the Destiny card report is something that hey there, TK. Nice to see you. Hugs.
Hi, TK. Hugs to you, my darling.
Um,
Hi, Samantha. Samantha's here. Okay. Yeah.
so so any help I can get, I appreciate. And then you get a free, like, it's about a 21-page Destiny card report. That's a yearly report that goes from one birthday to the next. It's not January 1st to December 31st unless that's your birthday. But I will email that to you as a token of my gratitude for anybody who helps me. And it's something that I'm going to be, the
And
fee that I charge is like $33, which is even discounted from what it should be. So you're getting a value for, if you
it's
help
a
me out, I
very
really appreciate
thorough
it.
report too, let me tell you, because she did one on me. And I was surprised at just how condensed it was with all the information. It was like, wow.
Yeah, you'll learn a lot,
And
and you'll be able to relate it to other things you've learned. It talks about the planetary influences and different things like that. So it'll relate to the astrology things you've learned, and some other stuff. So
well,
that's
yeah, the
why.
last 2 weeks I had Valerie from Illumination Portal
Oh, I love Val.
was
She's
on,
awesome.
and so we were able to talk a lot about that kind of stuff. And then yesterday I had Loretta from Mother's Tarot was on, and we talked about messages from the Pleiadians,
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Arcturians. I don't know. She got a channel message that came through, and so she was able to share that, and we were able to talk about all of that.
Very cool.
So that was really cool because that's stuff I really don't know anything about. I kind of know the basics. I recognize the names when somebody says it, but that's as far as it goes. I mean, it's like with the astrology stuff. It's okay. I know there's an Aries, there's a Capricorn, there's a this, that, and the other. I couldn't tell you what they mean. I know what a Gemini is because I'm Gemini. That's the only one I know.
Mm-hmm. But you'd be surprised at how much you learn by osmosis if you just kind of allow yourself to just listen for the core of the message and not focus on the details of what sign it is or whatever, or what house.
Oh,
And sooner or later, you're going to
absolutely.
realize how much you really learned. You know.
Absolutely. I've learned so much since I first found this community, and then especially once I started a channel. It's been phenomenal the amount of information that I've managed to absorb, all while trying to I finally gave up trying to memorize the cards. I figure it'll just come when it comes. And
Exactly.
and now I'm at the point where it's like sometimes I throw down a card, I know exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to think about it. And other times it's like, no, I gotta go take a peek. I've got my trusty little cheat sheet off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
So I can always take a peek if I don't get an immediate message from spirit on that card. Because sometimes I'll get a message on a card and it's nothing at all like what it says it's supposed to mean. So
Right.
um
Well, that's they're
it's
just tools. They're not
yeah,
absolutes. And
exactly.
a,
And
and a
it's
symbol
probably
can
why
mean
I
one thing
enjoy
at one moment and another thing another moment, with a
yeah,
different
it's probably
circumstance.
why I enjoy doing oracle cards
Mm-hmm.
more than tarot cards. It's because oracle cards are more intuitive. You can kind of just go with what you feel like the card is saying.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's once
now,
you
one
learn
thing I
some of the
do
tarot
enjoy
stuff, you
doing is
realize that it's still the tarot is intuitive. Also, it's letting go of that idea that it's not. It's actually very intuitive because they're both just cards with pictures on them. You know what I mean? We get hung up in, because there's kind of standardized meanings to some of the symbol. Well, actually, most of the symbolism, but that doesn't mean you have to read it that way. Um,
exactly. I mean, there's just so much I have learned, and I know with oracles, um, It's like when I get a new Oracle deck, I like to sit down and read the guidebook that came with it, at least the overtures of what the author,
Yeah.
what was their goal with that deck,
Yep.
where were they at in their headspace, in their spirituality, what was the point, why were they creating this deck, and then it kind of gives me a better idea
Hmm.
of what their focus was on creating this deck, and that helps me figure out, is this the right deck to use for this question,
Right.
or should I go to a
Right.
different deck?
And that doesn't mean that you can't then ascribe your own meanings to those same symbols. It's just you get a.
Exactly.
I think it's really important to look at it from the creator of that deck's point of view, the artist, and also, a lot of times it's one person who wrote the text and a different person who interpreted
Who
in
does the
pictures.
artwork? Yeah, and
You know.
so I like reading just where they were at.
Mm-hmm.
What
Me
inspired you to
too.
create this deck? Where did you get the visions from, the information from? What was your purpose behind it? And artists, people who draw and paint and that stuff, that just blows my mind because I am totally inept at doing it. I can't make stick people. I mean, Cash Peters is Picasso next to me with his stick figures. And so I like to hear what encouraged them, or what it was that they saw or felt that gave them that image for that card, for that meaning. And so I find all of it really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like to read it, but I don't want to just depend only on that. So
Exactly. And I don't think that it's really meant for that. But some people have viewed
no,
it that way, or, have heard it that way. So that's what they think. But, um,
right,
it's there's an art to tarot reading. It's not a technique. It's an art, because you take what's there, you're given a certain amount of information, and then it's up to you to weave that into a story that tells the message that's really coming through, because
exactly.
that's and I'm, the more I do this, I'm finding that that's becoming much more easy, no matter the kind of decks I'm using. It's just.
Yes, yes,
And then
yes,
and it's
exactly.
also a matter of allowing and letting that message come through, instead of trying to edit it or censor it or anything like that. I mean, obviously you have to you have to watch the sensitivity of your words, but that doesn't mean that you don't give the core message. So, um,
Exactly. And let's see, we had Amanda has come in, Sharon Sipe is here,
hey, Sharon.
and Aaron O'Nugent is here. Let's see what Aaron has message. Oh, she just found a pair. I just ordered a pair. They have them on Temu. I just ordered me a pair of gloves. I was telling Juno, I said, we're going to come on and it's going to be nothing but two sets of gloves,
Yeah.
and y'all get to decide who is who.
Who wears them better? Do these
Who
gloves make
wears
my
them
butt
better?
look
There
big?
you go. I figured that'll be fun. So I'm
And
slowly building up my
I wanted
I'm
to give a
slowly
shout out
building
to
up all of
Butterfly
my
Kisses
props for
for
Halloween. So I'm getting there and trying to get all my stuff together for Halloween. So
yeah, it's starting to
I
get
have
that time.
all my get up, and I can, be able to go on and do a Halloween show this year with
Yeah, that'll be
full
fun.
full stuff. So that'll be a fun time. And
I wanted to
oh,
give a shout out to Butterfly Kisses for posting things and being on top of it. She's and
yes,
anybody who
very
wants
much
a nice
so.
little, like a little fortune cookie kind of, a little pleasurable start to your day, check out her channel. She's got some nice short videos and
Oh, I love her little videos, especially around San Diego because I've been there.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
never lived there. My son lived there for like a year and a half when he was right after basic training, and he went there for school and for sonar and electrician school in the Navy. And so usually once a month I would drive over because I was living in Phoenix at the time. It was like a 5 hour drive, and I'd drive over and spend a weekend with him, and that was really cool because I most of the places that she shows, it comes on. I'm like, oh, I went there. I've been there.
Yeah. Fun.
So that's kind of cool. Um, let's see. Oh, and Sharon's at it too. So we got Sharon and
Oh,
Sue
thank you,
both.
Sharon.
We got Sharon and Sue both posting
Yeah.
everything. So
That's
that's
the
fantastic.
link on my channel. You can also donate through that way. There's a blue donate button on my channel, and that's what Sharon's posting. So any, however it can come through, I'm really grateful. And if all you got to spare is some good thoughts and good vibes sent my way, and I certainly understand that, I appreciate
Yeah,
that
we've
also.
all been there. So yeah.
And I
And
just would like to, before we talk too much more, I wondered if we could take a moment of silence for the what's going on in Hawaii. My heart is very,
absolutely.
very heavy over that.
I was wanting to do wanting us to do maybe a reading on them. Um,
I don't want to read on it. It's too soon. I'm not don't
not
want to get.
not like a reading on them, but just like a collective kind of energetic
I just like to send
thing.
healing.
Let's do that. Let's just take a minute, y'all, and we'll all just take a few seconds here and send lots of love and healing energy and peace and comfort. Okay, that's been a whole minute.
Thank you, everybody. I feel that
So
energy strongly.
yeah, very much so. We've got Karen Trout in the house. That's a new name. Welcome. Uh, and you're welcome as well. So it's I just I've never had to deal with fire before, and it's I mean I've dealt with hurricanes all my life living down here on the Gulf Coast, but um, fire is it's like an earthquake to me. It's very scary because there's no prediction to it. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You know, you can't. I mean, basically with the fire, yeah, if you know it's coming, you can get out of the way, but your stuff ain't going
Sometimes.
nowhere. It's gone, and
Yeah, I've
it's
been burned out of my home before. I've lost everything.
I never have. Now I knew a gentleman that his brother fell asleep with a lit cigarette and where he lived, where the brother lived, and the entire place burnt to ash except for one item. And that one item was actually at the hottest point in the entire trailer that the guy was in, and it was his Bible. He
Hmm.
had a Bible that was leather bound with a
Hmm.
zipper around it so he could zip it up. And he was reading it when he fell asleep with a lit cigarette, and the cigarette like fell down in the couch cushions.
Hmm.
And the entire trailer like burnt to ash. And that was the only thing that was still in one piece, except for a little singe mark in one corner of the leather. You
No.
could never have
Like that
known it was
church,
on
that Catholic
fire.
church in Lahaina, or I'm not sure if I'm
Yeah.
saying that right,
And
that didn't burn.
but you can unzip it and open it and you can smell the smoke from the
Right.
fire.
Yeah.
And I've got the Bible. I mean, the brother was worked with my husband, and he was like, he just couldn't deal with it. He was like, I can't. You
Mm-mm.
take it because you were his friend too, and Kate. And so my husband took it, and I've still got it. It's packed in a box, and I don't like it to sit out because
No, it's not
you
meant to
know,
be out.
right? And yeah, things like that happen. It's really wild. Let's see. Oh, oil painters here. Hey, girl.
Yeah.
And Sheila Edwards is here. And let's see. I think that's the only ones new that has popped in. If you would like a destiny card reading, if you've never had a destiny card reading, put in your birth month, the birth day. We do not need the year, just the month and the day. And then Juno can pull a destiny card and tell you what it says, and I'll pull an oracle card to go with it. And if you've already had a destiny card drawn for you, it doesn't change. Stays the same. Because your birthday is your birthday. It doesn't change. It stays the same. So
Yeah, and this isn't really so much a reading as it's just kind of telling you what that, it's just like saying, okay, if I'm a Sagittarian, what does it mean? It's that kind of idea.
right,
It's an overall.
right.
And then to anybody who donates, or if you want to just order a report from me, you can email me at junocs@gmail.com, and I can email you a reading. But that's a yearly thing, and it's quite in depth. You'll learn a lot.
And Juno's email and all that is in the description box. After the show, I'm gonna go in and add the GoFundMe page that I always forget to put in there. And but I've got it pinned in chat, and I think Sue and Sharon both the uh, have pinned the GoFundMe as well. So
Thank you so much. I appreciate it,
and
Sherry.
and if y'all decide to do a chat or a super chat or PayPal or whatever, thank you in advance. I do appreciate it. That's what pays the bills for the
Yeah.
Canva, the StreamYard, the cable, the
It
is
costs
the
money to do a
donation.
YouTube channel.
It's a lot more work than people realize, and it does cost a little
Yeah.
bit of money to do and try to do it well.
Well, doing it well, that's the thing.
And
And
we try to do it well.
we do
So
the
and
best
we
we can with
do
what we got.
that's right. We do the best we can with what we've got to work with. And so let's see here.
And just in case if I drop out, we've got thunderstorms in the area, so sometimes it knocks my internet out. So don't panic. And I may or may not be able to come back. It all depends on the. It's not
There
up
we
to you.
go. Hi, Kate. Dream Detective Kate is here.
Okay.
And let's see. We've got 2 destiny readings up in here. And okay, Amanda, I'm assuming that's your birth month and birth date you got on there, so I'll add you to the list. And all right, well, let's get this show on the road.
All righty.
Let's see. First up is finish shuffling your cards here. First one up is Eleanor, and she would like to have a reading. Is there a particular topic you want us to read on, or just a general how things are going to happen this week kind of reading? Um, so, Amanda. Okay, yep, I got you, Amanda. Okay.
Do we have a lot of people? I just have to watch my time. I
We've
might
got
pull one card if we have a lot of people.
right. Let me see here. We have got we've got 6, and that includes Ellen on the thing. So I'm gonna put on here that everything. Okay, now got it up there. Questions are closed for now.
Oh,
So we should be.
how many cards are you pulling per
go.
person, Sherry?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
How many cards per person are you pulling?
I was just gonna do one card,
Okay, good. Me too.
and
That way we
I
get to
think
everybody. And
right. That's why that way everybody gets it. And I got you, Teresa. That way everybody gets um a little mini reading and or destiny reading, and we'll just stick with one card and go from there. And if y'all want a more thorough, in-depth reading, I do personal readings. Juno, do you do
Yep,
personal
I
readings
do.
too, don't
Yep,
you?
they just need right
Yeah.
now. Email
So
me. It,
right, just email me. Just put reading, please,
and
and
I'm
I
doing it
will let
by
you
donation
know.
right now. So whatever you
Right.
guys, um, I'll work with you. I just want to get. You're helping me practice and helping me get things up and going, and I'm learning my new equipment and all that. So, um, I
Exactly. And with me, I charge very, very minute amount compared to what most people charge. And if you can't afford it, we can always work something out. So I'm not hung up on the money end of it. I mean,
yeah,
it's nice, it helps, but if you don't have any money and you really need a reading, just email me, talk to me, and we'll work
yeah.
it out.
We're all
We'll work
here to
it
be of service and to
out.
help
Right,
people.
exactly. I mean, I don't mind. And I've got my second channelversary coming up at the end
Oh,
of the month,
exciting!
and we're
When
going to
is
be having
that?
a big party. And
When, when is that, Sherry?
I think it's either the 27th or the 28th is the anniversary
Oh
date.
boy,
And I
that's
think I'm
soon.
gonna do the party on maybe Labor Day. Um, that way more people are kind of off work,
Nice. That'll be fun.
and do it that
Yeah,
evening. Most people will be home by then, and or
cool.
maybe that Sunday, the Sunday night before. I'm I'm kicking around a couple ideas. I'm gonna do it right in that area. Um, either the last weekend of August or the first weekend of September, somewhere in that time frame. I'm working out the details and I'll post everything. And and I'm gonna be doing lots of giveaways for that one
Oh,
that you
fun.
must be present to win. Some will be like little 15-minute one question readings that if you win one, just we'll send you information on how to set it up. And I've got other stuff that I have purchased specifically for giveaways. So you could win a goodie from a goodie bag, and we'll just see what
Exciting.
happens. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And okay, so LNR, just a general reading is what I am assuming here. Let's see.
Ooh,
Okay, you want me to go first, or you want to go?
you go ahead.
Okay. All right, Ellen, I pulled from the Oracle of the Fairies Oracle card. And the one I pulled for you says, Wish wisely. This is the card.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Isn't that nice? And it says, Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. Very good advice. So,
That's a beautiful card. I like that. Which deck is
isn't
that?
that great?
Show me that deck, the box again.
It's
Please.
and I just got it. It's the
Oh,
Oracle of the Fairies.
oh, that's cool.
It's from Karen K is who wrote this one,
Nice.
and
Beautiful
I bought
cards.
the little pocket size version, and
Very cool.
so because the bigger cards, I have such a hard time handling them.
Yeah.
Um, that if I can
Try doing it
find
with
a pocket
gloves.
size,
Try doing it with gloves.
exactly.
It's a whole other thing. So for Ellen, I pulled card 15. I'm using the Spirit Animal Oracle deck from Colette Baron Reed.
That's a
And
good.
it's
I
cow
got a couple of
spirit.
hers
The
over here.
miracles are endless. So look at that happy cow. Even the cow with the little, looks like maybe a hawk feather there hanging down. And
Talk about
cow
move.
is, it's about projects are your projects are reaching prosperity. They're yielding results. And the more you share, the more you will manifest. So be generous. So, you think about how cows are one of the most giving animals that we have, that they're there to be of service to us and they give us so much. And, there's even those places now where you can go hug a cow. If you're having a bad day and you need to chill out and ground, you go hug a cow. So,
That's cool. I never heard of that one.
Yeah.
I grew up around cows and farm stuff, so it was like I never really thought about it.
Yeah. They're
Go hang
really
out with
quite
cows.
serene animals, So and this one's all decked out. So
I know
this
the
card combined with
university.
your other card, Ellen, those are some pretty nice messages, positive messages for
Absolutely, and that's what she says. She says she's working on a couple of
there you
manifestations,
go.
so
So get
perfect.
them moving, right?
There you go. And let's see. Sonia is next. Can I get an
There's
oracle
some.
reading, please? And thank you. Yeah, I was gonna say something, I lost my train of thought. Okay, it wasn't important. So, all right, and I'm pulling from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, which is a Colette Baron Reed oracle deck, and it's called Gaia's Garden. And it
Hmm.
says, I can read it, um, fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow. And this is the card here.
Look at
Isn't that
that.
cool? I
Is
like
that a
that.
new deck? I haven't heard of that one.
That's a fairly new one. It's called Wisdom of the Hidden Realms from
Ooh.
Colette Baron Reed. And I just these are some
Cool.
little pocket-sized decks that I found. I was like, "Oh, this is awesome. I can actually hold them and shuffle them, and I'm going to have a couple of similar kind of decks that are going to be for giveaways."
Well, the way
So,
you've got your camera set up, you can hold it so it's big enough for people to see it still, even though the card is
right,
small.
and
You
I've
can
got a
really,
side camera over here when I do card flip throughs that
yeah,
I just switch cameras so I can just lay it out on the desk,
yeah, it makes a
and
big
it
difference.
zooms in tight enough that they can see the card. So,
Cool.
um,
Well, for Sonia, I pulled card 61, Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace. We're getting to be, oh, hang on, my computer thingy went. We're getting to be into that, fall season pretty soon. And people start thinking about Thanksgiving
God,
and
I
the
wish you'd hurry
turkeys.
up.
And here's another animal that gives us so much, and the turkey was originally supposed to be what the bald eagle is to the United States. That was going to be our symbol. So the turkey talks about celebrating abundance by giving to others and give freely without expectations. So, and also sometimes we don't give too much to ourselves and we kind of cut ourselves out of that loop. And it's an important part of the cycle of gratitude is allowing yourself to receive. So, that card goes right along with what Sherry's card said, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
see, what's he got up there? Looks like I don't know if it's it's like some kind of plant that's it's not a feather, I don't think, that's coming on the top of his head, but like kind of the acorn idea.
Ellen says, thanks for the moving
Yeah.
readings.
And if you want to get things moving, cross your hands and hold the insides of your knees. This is the prime mover, safety energy lock one in Jyutsu. You want to bring about some positive changes. You want to manifest some things in your life. Do this, at least 10 minutes a day. If you can do it an hour a day, you're going to see amazing changes in your life. And you can do it, split it up, do 10
Wait,
minutes
how do
here or
you
there
do
when
it?
you're watching TV, you're riding in the car, or
How do you do it?
cross your hands and hold the inside of your knees. And you can
Cross
do it
your
just gently with
hand.
your palms, or you can get your fingertips in there and look for where there's a tender spot, and that's the bullseye where the energy is stuck.
Okay, I don't think my
And
arms
if you
across that
and if you
far.
can, if it's too hard to get to your knees, you can go just on the inside of your thigh, just like a third of the way up. Just look for that tender spot, and
Oh, now
go
that
for it.
I could do. Yeah, that I
And
can
if you
do.
can only reach with one hand, that's fine too. It just will take a little longer for the energy, but just do one hand at a time. And you can do it like laying down on like in fetal position in bed. That's another easy way to reach it.
Okay, cool.
But
Yeah, my back only bend in certain directions.
yeah, I know, I hear you. There's a lot of things like
Um,
people are like, touch your toes. What? What are those things at the end of
touch
my
my
feet?
toes. I haven't touched my toes in 30 years. What are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah. So, but
I do good to
find
bend over
ways.
and tie my shoestrings, much
Yeah.
less.
So, and another way that everybody should be able to do the same thing is hold your thumb. That's the same safety energy lock correlation. So, It's why babies suck their thumb. They're harmonizing. They're manifesting.
Yeah,
They're very
exactly.
wise.
Exactly. All
So I hope you like
right.
your reading, Sonia. I hope that helps. It looks like yeah, that,
Aaron
when
says
this
the
is,
crochet work is really beautiful.
oh, thank you, hon. It's all
And
channeled, it's all spirit just coming through my fingers.
that's it. That's it. I mean,
I appreciate it.
okay, let's see. Amy's next. Can you please see what the next 3 months will be like for me? Okay. The next 3 months.
I just heard, and spirit was like saying this to everybody: change, change, and more change. We're in for, and if you resist
We
it,
are
you're
in
only
for a
going to make
lot
it
of change.
harder on yourself. Be adaptable and flexible, and that's how you're going to get through the change, because it's coming whether we want it or not. This is how I feel
All
about it.
right.
What you
I'm
got,
going to
Sherry?
read to you from Whispers of the Ocean tarot deck, oracle deck by Angela Hartfield. And it's really cool because the backs of the cards are all turtles. I collect turtles, so that's kind of one of the reasons why I
Cool.
picked this deck. And it says, I drew number 28 for you. It says, seeing both sides. And it says on here, yeah, they print so small. Um, take a step back and try looking at this item. No, that's not what it says. It says, take a step back and try looking at this from a different perspective. There we go. That's what it says.
Those hammerhead sharks, or oh,
Yeah.
there's more than there's dolphins, and very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like a couple of hammerheads and then looks like a dolphin and I don't know, a bunch of other fish. I see a sea turtle up in there. It's
Very
like
cool.
all up in the water here. There's all marine life. It
Very
means like
cool.
everybody's just swimming together, hanging out. So that's kind of
Things
cool.
are going to go swimmingly then.
Here you go. Aren't you full of the puns today?
I guess I'm starting to feel like a human being again. This is the deck that I'm
She's
using in
pulling
case.
from the depth of her knowledge.
Well, I thought I was dying a couple weeks ago, and I'm glad to say I didn't. I'm still here. But so this is the deck I'm using, just in case anybody's interested. I grabbed the
Yep,
box.
I got that one too. I love that deck.
Yeah, I'm just really drawn to this, and I love working with the animals. So for Amy Warrior Princess, I pulled card 52, Scarab Beetle Spirit. Magic works through you. Look at that. Let me get, sorry guys. You have no idea how backwards and upside down this is. Make it all work. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There we go. So the Scarab Beetle, is related. You think of the ancient Egyptians revered the scarab, and it's creating something from nothing, and the gift of infinite potential, time of great optimism, miracles and opportunities, abundance and love. So, I mean, how much better can you get than that? You're going to be manifesting something new, and it's going to go swimmingly if you put it along with Sherry's card. So, yeah, the scarab is a very powerful uh, symbol for a lot of different cultures. It's like the dung beetle that the Egyptians would see this beetle rolling this ball of doo doo, and the next thing you know, a new beetle was born out of it. So that was why they thought it had to do with transformation and rebirth and resurrection.
If you ever watched the Mummy movies, you know that the scarabs were very prominent
Yeah,
as being
definitely.
part of the bad guys. So
Well, and they would wrap, in the mummies, they would find different scarabs, made out of turquoise or different stones, the amulets that were wrapped. It's a very potent symbol. So I would say you've got some really great things coming up in the next 3 months, Amy. I'm excited for you. You have to let us know how it works out. Keep your thoughts
absolutely.
positive. Don't. I know it's hard. Like I have my moments with what's going on with the news and everything, and I'm finding that I'm reaching like a level of sensitivity where I can only take it in a little at a time, and I have to be really careful of the sources because it's just so much. But
The only time I look at the news anymore is if I know I'm going on a show that's
You do the
strictly going to be political,
yeah,
and then I'll kind of watch a few minutes on the here, and here
yeah,
to see what's going on. I see the headlines, they come through my feed, and unless it's something that really just jumps out and grabs me by the throat,
yeah,
I try not to
yeah,
even look at it. It
yeah,
just it got to the point that I just couldn't take it anymore. I
yeah.
mean,
I'm about there. So just stay positive, Amy, and manifest the things that you want, and think, okay, if things that are coming are unknown and maybe I don't even have the language for them, just relax into that and allow the wonderful gifts to come and look for them in unusual ways. They're going to come through in
absolutely.
unexpected ways for you.
Okay, and let's see. For next up is Karen Trout, who would like a destiny card
Okay.
for 915.
It's coming up here in a couple days. Or no, that's a month away. Sorry. I'm time tripping here, going ahead
Yeah,
in time.
it's blink and it'll be in a couple of days, and
That's right.
it'll,
Before you know it, it'll
it'll
be
be
here.
September before you know it.
I love the fall. I think it's my favorite time of year, no matter where I
Yeah,
live.
me too. I like the colors and the smells, and I mean, I love spring and summer. Don't get me wrong. I even like winter. There's a time for it, but there's just something about autumn, about the
Yeah,
fall. Just
everything changes. And you're
the
winding
colors.
down, it's like, okay, I
Yeah.
can rest now after activity. So for Karen, I pulled her card for September 15th is the Nine of Clubs. So you are a universal thinker. You give universal knowledge, completion or disappointment and ideas. And your challenge is developing a positive attitude. So, maybe because, nines are that number of completion. So maybe it's kind of that, well, I've done all this. Now what? You know, what's next? But it's kind of exciting place to be because like somebody told me they didn't want to be first in line, they always wanted to be next in line because you're always next. There's always potential in that being next. So think on a universal level. um,
Yeah.
and I keep hearing this message today when I see giving. I'm also reminded of receiving because receiving is a really important part of giving, and even the idea of more and more of us getting tuned in and allowing ourselves to receive these messages and stop wondering. Look for validations. That's how you know that they're accurate. Just keep practicing it. Keep tuning in. Turn off your devices and tune into spirit for a while, and it will really help you. So.
Yeah. I've started doing that. There's like one night of the week that I don't answer my phone. I don't watch readers. I
Mhm.
don't watch anything. I sit and I watch the Y files because it's just hilariously fun. And or I'll listen to music reactions, from several of the reactors on
Mhm.
new music
Yeah, some
coming
of
out,
those are fun.
and it's just my way of tuning out and just getting my head in a different place.
Mhm.
And I find that I'm getting healthier for it.
Mhm.
Um okay, I pulled from Oracle of the Fairies. I pulled New Beginnings.
Mm.
And as you can see, it looks like a grandmother fairy that's hovering over a baby that's down here in the bottom of the picture. And it says New Beginnings. And it says, this fairy godmother, Jesus, I can't read this. This is this is this is embarrassing.
No, it's.
I need the
I was
magnifying
waiting for
glass.
that. I wondered if you had one of those.
This is bad. I
Nothing
got
up
my
my sleeve,
glasses
just a magnifying
with
glass.
bifocals. Now I've got my glasses with the bifocals on. I'm like, I can't read it. Okay, it says this fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a baby. So whatever new ideas, um new thoughts that are coming through your head that you want to try, cherish them, protect them, nurture them just like you would if you had a baby, you know? Um and because if you want it to grow, you have to tend to it,
Nurture it.
whether if it's a child, a plant, an idea, whatever.
New pet.
Okay. Oh, and Amy had also asked for a destiny, May 30th.
We can do that.
And that's right. Amy just put in for a DNA for a family tree test.
Oh, cool.
Um,
It's always fun to see what comes back.
yeah, I've been thinking about doing it myself because there's so much. Hi, Sylvia. Colorful Foresights here. Um, let's see.
Well, for Amy, I pulled the based on May 30th. That's for the Two of Clubs card, and that's about communication. You're somebody who's detail oriented, but you're still changeable. And it's about the union of ideas and the opposition of thought. So you think that's polarity, right? Union of ideas is the polar opposite of the opposition of thoughts. And your
Right.
challenge is arguing and fear of exposure. So, twos are about communicate, or yeah, the clubs are about communication, and twos are about partnerships. So, you might be somebody who, like maybe somebody who's a counselor, somebody or a mediator, somebody who kind of works in between others, or maybe that's your role in your family or in some kind of relationships that you have. So, it could also be mental partnerships, maybe somebody that partnerships can be business or romantic. There's a lot of different kinds of partnerships.
Oh, yeah.
So but definitely
Yeah.
communication is your strong suit. So um, go with it. You got a lot of great qualities there.
Cool. And I'm not going to do another oracle card because
Yeah,
I already did
that's
an
okay.
oracle card for Amy. So, next up, we got Amanda Carroll, and her birthday is December 10th.
Let's see what we got for Amanda. Well, it's a clubs
We've got
day today again. It's
two
funny
more
how these
destiny.
ones.
We've got
Hmm?
two more destiny card readings after Amanda,
Okay.
and one general reading,
Cool.
and that's it.
Well, for Amanda, for December 10th, that's the eight of clubs. Look at that. Three different clubs cards. It's funny how they run in streaks. And this card is about having mental strength, a focused mind, somebody who's dependable. But you can also be stubborn, manipulative, and fixed in your thinking. And your challenge is being flexible. So you also think of the eight, that's that infinity symbol, the lemniscate, if you lay it on its side. So, this is somebody who, maybe you're always thinking, thoughts you're always working. Your mind is always working. So if you want
Yeah.
to help mitigate that with a Jitsu thing, you can hold your pinky fingers because that helps if you kind of feel like you've got that hamster wheel mind, analysis paralysis. But it's somebody who would be a good researcher or teacher, scientist, somebody who wants to dig into the details. And yeah, very cool.
All
Lots of
right.
clubs today. Lots of communication cards today.
Yeah. Okay. And I pulled from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Uh, it says, the eyes of beauty,
Mm.
uh, positive expectations, clarity. And that kind of goes right along with what you're talking about because we all see beauty in our own way. I mean, what may be beautiful to one person may not be to another person. And then what the other person thinks is beautiful
Hmm.
may not agree with the original person. So, it's all in how we look at things. As the saying goes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. Just
So,
like I don't like roses. I'm allergic to roses, and I have some negative mental things about roses. So, and they're such a common, wonderful symbol. It's like I'd rather see daisies or lilies or something, anything but roses, lilacs.
yeah, and I
Give me a
love roses.
dandelion
Now,
any day.
calla lilies are my favorite,
Yeah,
and I
they're
love
beautiful.
magnolia blooms, but
Yeah,
they make me sneeze.
yeah,
But roses are still my favorite. They're also my
yeah,
birth flowers.
yeah.
So,
But I mean,
I just
so
have
it's
a
just the
thing.
weird, it's a weird,
Yeah,
everybody's got their point of view. And it doesn't mean that the flower is good or bad. It's just that's my reaction to it.
right. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, next up we've got Teresa, June 27th. Oh, you just had a birthday. Okay.
Yeah. Happy birthday. And we're on the clubs again. Look at this. Another clubs card. Every single one today.
Wow.
We've got all the brainiacs watching us today. So for Teresa,
Usually we get a room.
huh?
I said usually we get all diamonds, but
Yeah, isn't that funny? So, Teresa, your card is the Three of Clubs, mental creativity, accumulation of thoughts, writing or expressing ideas. And your challenge is having a confused mind or being confused about your beliefs. So, you think about, you have two is the duality. And then when you get three, you've got all these more options. So, three is such a creative number. Um, any of these clubs cards are people who, maybe you like to read a lot or research or watch, programs that are, it doesn't necessarily have to be reading per se, like reading a book or reading a newspaper, but taking in documentaries, things like that. Sorry, my computer is acting weird. Um, but yeah, I like that. And it might be somebody who's in partnership with two other people in a way. Maybe there's three of you that work together towards some mentally creative goal. So I hope you find that helpful.
there you go. Okay, and from the Whispers of the Ocean, I pulled number 35, which has a 3 in it. It says, help appears in various ways. There's a magnifying glass. Hold on, I can't read. Um, it says, there is much support for you. Sometimes you may get so adrift you forget to look at the support systems that are with you continuously. That was kind of choppy is the way I read it, but yeah, there's always somebody around here that's there for you to give you a helping hand. Sometimes all you have to do is just speak out and say, I need help. Um,
And
because
this
not
talked about writing or expressing ideas. So that goes right along with what you're saying. Maybe that
exactly.
will
And
help you to manifest something that you want, write it down or speak it. And even if there's no one to listen, speak it to spirit, that helps manifesting things also.
exactly. And like you were saying earlier, I mean, we have to, a blessing isn't a one-way street.
Yeah. Right.
Not only is the person who's receiving it getting a blessing, but the person who's giving it is getting a blessing.
Right.
So, and that's something that I've had to struggle with, is to ask for help
Yeah,
because
it wasn't easy for me to do a
so used
GoFundMe
to
and
just
to have
do
to
it
keep
myself.
asking people. It's
Yeah,
not it's not a comfortable position, but it's like if people want me to do more or offer classes or whatever with my channel, I had to ask for help in order to make it happen because I can do the labor part, the things that don't cost money, but it's the technology that's beyond me. So and allowing people to help you. It's like, I don't know if you've ever done this, like you've made a project for somebody or baked something or whatever it is for them. And then they're so, it's not that they're not grateful for it, but they just feel like, oh, well, I can't accept that or whatever. And it's such a blow after you've put your heart and soul into something and you know where they're coming from. They're just being gracious or whatever. But it's like, no, this means a lot. It's necessary for you to receive it because then that validates what I've done. You know what I mean? It's a cycle. We help each other that way. And if you get too much into the giving thing, then you're becoming to be about control and not about truly giving, you know.
cool. Sonia, you're asking me what my other channel is. I don't have another channel. I only have one. This is it.
Yeah, and I
This is
only have
it.
one
This is
channel
me. I
too.
don't have anything else.
Yeah.
Um, um, I am in the process of setting up a Patreon page.
Oh, good.
I signed up with them yesterday, day before
Do they
yesterday.
charge you for
It's
that?
not published yet. The page, I mean, you can't go in and look for it because it's not published yet. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it and how I'm supposed to work with it. I don't
Right.
understand all of
Do
it
they
yet.
charge you to do that?
No, it's free.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I mean, you may have different levels where you would pay, but from everything I've seen so far, it's free. And
Okay.
the way I understand it, how it works is it's set up so that people pay a monthly fee to be one of your Patreons because
Right.
it's
To
it's
help support
the
you. Right.
premise is that they're helping to support you do what you
Right.
do. And so I'm trying to figure out what kind of tier do I want to offer and what
Right.
do I actually have time in my schedule
Right.
to put with it
Because
because
it's a commitment
I
once you
don't want to
start
ask
that ball
somebody to pay
rolling.
a monthly fee and
Yeah.
I don't have time to do anything for them. That's not right.
Right.
Plus, there's membership on YouTube, and I'm in the process of doing a membership. I think I'm going to do like $1 a month or whatever it is.
Hmm.
Um,
Good
just
idea.
simply because, it helps to grow your channel.
Yeah.
It helps the algorithm put you out there a little bit more when you have a membership from what I was reading.
Yeah. I'm thinking about
So
doing that too.
that's all kind of new for me. So um, I'm trying. It's like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, let's do this, and then I'm trying to step out now and
Yeah.
actually take a, a positive manifesting steps towards where I want it to grow to and
Right.
be
Me
to.
too.
So my goal is to not just grow as a reader and as a psychic and a medium to help more people and to become stronger in my craft, but to also get to the point that I can at least match my salary so that I don't have to work
Right.
10 hours a day
Right.
anymore.
Mhm.
Um, so that when I retire in 5 years, I've got enough of a supplemental income coming in that I can still afford to pay the bills.
Right.
So, that's on the that's on the necessities
Right.
tab as far
Mhm.
as, life goals. I got to pay for everything. So, but
Right.
my ultimate goal is to get stronger in my craft, stronger in my gifts to be able to reach more people and help more people.
Right.
And
Me too.
so
So I right before I came on, I looked and I'm up to 495 subscribers. So I'm almost to 500. I got 5 more to go, everybody. So
yay!
I never dreamed that would happen.
I
And
know it's wild when you look and you're like, whoa, when
when
did that
that
happen? I don't remember.
happened. I appreciate every single subscriber. January
That's
4th.
it. I think I'm up to. Do I even have it up? I don't know. I don't. I don't have it up. I don't know. I actually looked at it the other day to try to figure out where I was because I quit looking at the numbers because they just made me crazy. And and the other day when I started the Patreon and all that, yeah, I'm at 1428.
Good for you.
So I'm like 70 subscribers away from hitting 1500.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's amazing to me. I still can't believe that that many people signed up to watch me. It just blows my
Exactly.
mind. It's like, wow, that's just too wild. Okay, next up is Sheila Edwards. January 4th
So
is her.
for Sheila, I have the 10 of Spades, and that card is about prosperity through labor, success and recognition through hard work and service. And your challenge is successful awareness. So what I read that as being is like you're always toiling, working, 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 nose to the grindstone, and you don't take time to step back and look and see how much you've actually achieved. And to me, the spades are more of the spiritual suit in the deck. So, prosperity through labor that can be working towards your spiritual goals can help bring prosperity also. So I would say keep that in balance with your, you know, business or finances or whatever. But this is what gives you, success and recognition through your hard work and service. That's what that's like why you feel you're here. That's your role. Um, amongst all of us humans here. So I hope you find that helpful, Sheila.
There you go. And this goes right along with it from the Oracle of the Fairies. I pulled divination, and it says, trusty magnifying glass here. It says, embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. So that to me is telling me that you can see what your decisions are going forward. Just, you know, especially in line there with what Juno was showing you. Um, just keep a clear head and just keep your focus forward so that you can stay on that clear path of exactly where it is you need to go. And
And take
let's,
time to look back and recognize how much you've accomplished. Don't be
yes,
so busy tilling the road that you don't see, what you've actually accomplished so far. And I know it's like when I crochet, and sometimes I get in a zone and I'll be going and going, and I think, oh, I've got this pattern down. I know what I'm doing, and I'm on autopilot. And then I go back and it's like, oh, there was a mistake like 4 rows before. And, sometimes you just got to rip it out. Sometimes you can, it depends on what the pattern is. Sometimes, that won't matter, but sometimes it's really integral. Like on these different geometrics in here, that little bit of that one stitch or two stitch off can throw the whole dynamic off of it. So take time to step back, look at what you've accomplished, give yourself credit, pat yourself on the back, and that
oh
will
yeah.
feed you to go forward, give you energy to go forward.
Okay, and last but not least is Aaron O'Nugent, who states, I might have a new job and I'm super happy. I'd appreciate a general reading. Okay,
Congratulations on that. Let's just
absolutely.
let's just say you've already got it.
I'm I'm
Live in
I'm
the
feeling
future.
like it's yours.
Yep.
So yeah, I've got really good vibes coming off of that.
May that new job bring you everything that you want out of that job. The financial part, happy coworkers, a pleasant environment, being appreciated. And go in with that attitude and set that's your expectation, and let them all know that right away. Otherwise, we teach people how to treat us.
Yeah,
Especially with a new job, we're always like overachieving, and I'm so great, and I can do this, and I can do that. Hold back a
yeah,
little bit so that you've got more reserves when you need to really pull out something that'll wow them. You know.
exactly. I pulled for you from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Uh, it's called The Lady of Lightning. Looks like Thor there,
Ooh.
except a female version. It says surprises sometimes shock, total paradigm shift. So yeah, you've got some changes coming, and they're going to be good, but it's going to be a big shift, and you're going to have to readjust. And that's part of that growing phase that we all love to go through so much. Like, why can't it go smoothly? No, it doesn't do that. It always gives you a little bit of a bumpy ride to,
Well, that's how we
I
learn.
think, make you appreciate it. So
Yeah. Well, Aaron, for you, I pulled card number 6, Beaver Spirit, and it says, lay a solid foundation. Let me get this
there you
lined up and
go.
I'll read. So that's like what I was saying, show them, sorry. You have to understand, guys, I'm working with an upside down and backwards camera. It's not just one, it's two angles that are off. So I'm doing my best. Bear with
Yeah,
me.
it can be crazy.
Yeah. So I love this saying. It says, bring the twigs and branches of your intentions and desires and spread them across the river of time. You'll be amazed and co create with spirit. So when on your first day of this new job, before you get all, even maybe before you walk in the door, when you take a moment of quietness, and think about what you want to bring in. That beaver, he uses that tail to, that's how he sends signals, sends out that vibration on the water. So, um, announce your presence with authority, but don't be, not to be bossy, but don't be a pushover, and set your
Right.
standards, because then you're going to have a better experience at this new job that I feel confident is going to work out for you.
I feel really good about it. I really do. And between Juno's card that's saying a strong foundation and the one that I pulled that says prepare for a paradigm shift, because there's going to be shifting going on, you know. Anytime you go into something new, there's a shift that's going to
Yeah.
take place. So if you've got a good foundation and you know that shift is coming, then you're prepared for it. And it could be a much smoother ride going through a new set of circumstances that it would
Hmm.
be to just get blindsided with it. So,
I had to look at this card because it looks like he's holding knitting needles, but that's my bias. But he's just got his twigs there. Uh,
well,
you
maybe
know,
he knits with the twigs. Who knows?
yeah, yeah.
He could do
A knitting
anything, right?
needle. Good luck with your new job, Aaron. You have to let us know how it goes.
Absolutely, for sure. Able to tell us all how your new job went and everything. And looks like we did good on time.
Cool.
Hour and 6 minutes, not quite 7 minutes yet. So
It's really
that's
nice
pretty
to read
good.
that where she says, "I'm super happy." Just soak that in. These days we don't hear that emotion very often, and it's really nice to share in that super happiness of another person, that they're, send that energy out to her to support that, because she's emanating that super happy energy, and that benefits all of us. Thank
Yeah, and that's what helps that manifesting for that new
you. Hmm.
job go come through is when you're feeling good about it
Yep.
and happy about it and especially super happy about it. When you've got all those positive juices flowing, man, that's when manifestation will kick in and will just blow your mind with what it'll bring you. Um, because you may be expecting this much, but if you have the right attitude and you're really into it and you're really happy for it, they're going to give you this much,
Right.
and you're like,
Yeah.
whoa, I wasn't expecting that. So expect
But
it.
I welcome it.
Yeah, welcome it, but expect more. It may take a while, but just expect more and keep that strong, happy vibe going, because
Hmm.
what you put out, you take back in. So, if you want to be happy and fulfilled and feel all of those wonderful thoughts, then you have to put them out. You put them out there to others and you're going to get it back.
Hmm.
You're going to get it back um in in spades, I guess is how they used to say things, tenfold, you put it out, it's going to come back in. So,
Well, and
um,
this shows me also, beavers, they build pretty stout dams, and they do it by one twig, one branch at a time, and they have a way of packing it in there so it makes it so that it stops the water flow.
to the
So,
point that they can screw up an entire town's water
oh,
system
yeah,
if they decide to go stop up a creek somewhere up
yeah,
up the road a ways.
yeah.
I've seen it happen. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then when the dam breaks, then that's a whole nother thing. But, just to show you, you might think that that one little twig or that little piece of information isn't very important, but it is. You're building a new
yeah,
foundation with a new job. Visualize being treated the way you want to be treated at this job on all levels, and start off with that instead of going in
bingo.
there with a
That's
over pleasing attitude, subservient attitude.
absolutely, and that's,
Doesn't
I
mean to go
mean,
in there and be bossy or whatever. That's not at all what I'm saying. But hold your ground, be assertive, know who you are, and you'll be much happier whatever the job is that you're aligned with.
yeah,
I think.
absolutely. Well, and I mean, Jesus taught that as well. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So
Hmm.
if you want people to be kind and generous and loving and blah 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 towards you, then you have to be that way towards others, and it comes
Exactly.
back. It's all that give and take. You have to be willing to take as well as give.
Receive. You give and
And
receive. Yeah.
yeah, receive. Um,
It's just like we don't take a breath, we receive a breath. It's a gift. Look at how many times a day do we receive that breath and we don't even think about it. It just naturally happens for us.
exactly. Exactly. So, well, thank y'all for coming. This has been fun. And I know Juno was pressed for time, so we didn't drag it out too much. We kind of just flew right through here, and it's what, an hour and 10 minutes. So that's pretty
Cool.
doggone good. And
Well, I'm still regaining my strength, but I'm getting there. And
yeah, I get
everybody,
you.
again,
Know,
thank
she's
you
been
so
sick
much
for a
for,
while, so
yeah,
and I've been fighting a cold myself for the last couple of days. I think it's just the heat, but
yeah, it's hard on
I
you.
went ahead and took a COVID test just the other day just to be sure because I've been feeling so bad. And it was like, nope, that's not it. So I
Oh,
was like, okay, that's a good thing.
yeah. Well, I hope you get fresh, cool air like we just got some the last couple days. So I hope you get a
Yeah,
breather too.
I'm almost scared to watch the weatherman for fear he's gonna say, you got another week of this heat.
Yeah, it's hard on the
uh,
system.
like it's his fault, right? You know.
Of course, it's all up to him. Well, thanks
Yeah,
for everybody for being here and all the support and your questions and letting us do some fun little readings on you and give us feedback and let us know how you're doing.
thank you, Jane.
Jane, nice to see you.
And Aaron put a bunch of thumbs up and hearts, and
Nice. I love
it's
Jane's show being early in the morning. It's like 6 o'clock in the
yeah.
morning, and that's
I'm
just a nice
usually
way. I'm a
just
morning person, so
I'm usually
thanks,
just sitting
Diana.
down at my desk at work and just kind of turning everything on
Yeah,
when I catch Jane. And so it's like I listen to her. I rarely get a chance to really chat with anybody because I'm in and out of the office, but I'll usually plug in one of my earbuds. So as I walk around the office, I can listen. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And let's see. Lots of positivity coming our way. Amanda's sending
Oh,
us
good.
flowers. Sheila's thank
You're welcome,
you.
Sheila.
And thank you.
And thank you to
And
Sharon Sipe too. I don't know if I said that earlier when she posted things for me. I appreciate it and appreciate everybody here. And I hope you'll join
absolutely.
us again in 2 weeks. And then that'll be on the verge of Sherry's 2 year anniversary. And
Yeah.
anybody who's got a itchy trigger finger, or not itchy trigger, but itchy finger, and wants to give a like, I'm almost at 500, so that'll be
Yes,
Happy Dance Day.
go over right now to Juno's channel when we're done and like, subscribe, share. It's free. Doesn't cost
And new
anything.
stuff will be coming out soon. Well, as soon as I learn this new computer system, I'll be starting posting some new content again real
There
soon.
you
So
go. There
appreciate
you
you
go.
guys being patient with me while I
We'll
got.
be back on air together on the 27th. So
Sounds
August
good.
27th. That's the weekend of my channelversary. So I'll either be doing something that Sunday night or it'll be the following weekend. It just depends
Sounds
um,
great.
on how
Well, I hope
fast I get
things.
all my crap together here.
Well, I hope things cool off for you, and I hope you all you have is a cold, and that you feel better soon. And
Yeah,
everybody
I
out
think it
there,
was just
just appreciate you all and sending you big hugs. And
one of
we
those
think
little
about you.
summer colds. They're the worst. And
Yeah,
so yes, and thank you to all the mods for helping out and keeping us safe from the trolls. And
yeah,
we couldn't do it without you. And
yeah.
thank y'all very, very much. We are going to say goodbye for now and have a great week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.